off your computer when you go to bed at night? Yes or no?
Yes,
I turn
I
off
turn
my
off
computer
my
when
computer
I go
when
to bed
I go
at
to
night.
bed at night.
Very good. What does the word great mean? What does the word great mean? The word great generally
The
means
word
great.
great means
Homer, the word great generally
the word
means
great. The word great generally means
very good, but
very
it
good,
can sometimes
but
mean
it
it
but
can sometimes
it
mean
can sometimes mean
big or important.
big or important.
Very good. Give me an example of the word great meaning very good. Give me an example of the word great meaning very good, please. This film is great.
This film is great.
I know a great
I know
restaurant near
a
here.
great restaurant near here.
Very good. Who do you think is your greatest friend? Who do you think is your greatest friend? I think my
I
greatest
think
friend
my
is.
greatest friend is Mr. Yamada.
Very good. Tell me the names of some great people in history. Tell me the names of some great people in history, please. The names
The
of
names
some
of
great
some
people
great
in
people
history
in
are
history are
Mahatma Gandhi,
Mahatma Gandhi,
Albert Einstein,
Albert
Marie
Einstein,
Curie,
Marie Curie,
etc.
etc.
Who do you think was the greatest man that ever lived? Who do you think was the greatest man that ever lived? I think
I think Bill Gates
was the
is
greatest man
was the greatest
that
man
ever lived.
that ever lived.
Which is the greatest city in your country? Which is the greatest city in your country?
Tokyo is
Is
the
the
greatest
city in
city
my country.
in this country.
Very good. What is the past simple and the past participle of the verb to keep? What is the past simple and the past participle of the verb to keep? The past simple
The
and
past
the past
simple and the
participle
past
of the
participle
verb to
of,
keep
of the verb to
is
keep
kept.
is kept.
Have you ever kept any animals at home? Have you ever kept any animals at home? Yes or no?
No,
I've
I have
never kept
never kept
any animals
any
at home.
animals at home.
What's the opposite of to keep a promise? What's the opposite of to keep a promise? The opposite
The,
of to
the
keep a
opposite
promise.
the
Huh?
opposite
Of to
of
keep a promise
to keep a
is
promise
to break a
is to
promise.
break a promise.
Have you always kept your promises? Have you ever always kept your promises? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
haven't
haven't
always kept my promises.
always kept my promises.
Sometimes I've broken them.
Sometimes I've broken them.
Very good, me neither. What's the past simple and the past participle of find? What's the past simple and the past participle of find? The past simple
The past
and the
simple
past
and the past
participle of find
participle
is
of
found.
I is found.
Did you find English very difficult when you began studying it? Did you find English very difficult when you began studying it? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
found
found
English very
English
difficult
very
when I
difficult
began
when
studying
I
it.
began studying it.
Have you ever found anything on the street worth a lot of money? Have you ever found anything on the street worth a lot of money? Yes or no?
No,
I've
I
never
have
found.
never
Okay,
found.
contraction. I've never found
I've never found
anything on the street
anything on the
worth a
street
lot of money.
worth a lot of money.
Very good. What else do people do in the evening besides watching TV? What else do people do in the evening besides watching TV? People eat,
People
read,
eat, read,
go for a walk,
go for a walk,
etc. in the evening
etc. in the
besides
evening
watching TV.
besides watching TV.
Where do you study anything else besides English? Do you study anything else besides English? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
I don't
study anything
study
else
anything
besides
else
English.
besides English.
What else? Oh no. Oh yeah. What else do you study? What else do you study? I study
I
nothing
study
else.
nothing else.
Does anybody else in your family speak English besides you? Does anybody else in your family speak English besides you? Yes or no?
Yes,
Somebody else in
in
my
my family,
family. More?
somebody
Somebody else in my
else
family
in my family
speaks English
speaks English
besides me.
besides me.
Very good. What does the word fast mean? What does the word fast mean? The word fast
The word
means
fast
the
means
same as
quick,
quick
the same as
or
quick,
quickly.
or quickly.
Are you a fast writer? Are you a fast writer? Yes or no?
No,
I'm not
I'm not
a
a
fast
fast
writer.
writer.
Do you walk fast when the weather is very hot? Do you walk fast when the weather is very hot? Yes or no?
No, I
I don't
don't
walk
walk
fast when the
fast
weather is
when
very
the
hot.
weather is very
I
hot.
walk slowly.
I walk slowly.
Very good. Do you go dancing very much? Do you go dancing very much? Yes or no?
No,
You
I
don't
don't go dancing very
very
much.
much. Is it easier to dance well if you have a good sense of rhythm? Is it easier to dance well if you have a good sense of rhythm? Yes, it's
Yes,
easier to
it's
dance well
easier to dance
if you
well
have a
if
good
you
sense
have
of
a
rhythm.
good sense of rhythm.
Do you prefer dancing to fast or slow music? Do you prefer dancing to fast or slow music? I prefer dancing
I
to
prefer dancing to fast music
music than slow music.
than slow music.
Very good. What are the three forms of do? What are the three forms of do? The three
The
forms
three
of do
forms of
are
do
do,
is
did, done. Are,
uh,
do, did, done.
uh, the three forms of
Do,
do
are,
are
do,
do,
did,
did,
done.
done.
Very good. What does the word just mean? What does the word just mean? The word just
The word
can mean
just
a
mean
short time
just
ago. The
the
word
the
just
word just
can mean a short
can
time
mean
ago,
a short ago,
and it can also
and
mean
it can also
simply
mean
or only.
simply or only.
Very good. Okay. What have I just done? What have I just done? You've just closed your
You are
book.
just close your book.
Very good. Have you just come into the room? Have you just come into the room? Yes or no?
No, I
I haven't
haven't
just come
just
into the room.
come into the room.
When somebody makes you angry, do you say something or do you just stay quiet? When somebody makes you angry, do you say something or do you just stay quiet? When somebody
When
makes me
somebody
angry,
makes me angry,
I
I
say something or just stay quiet?
I just
Stay quiet.
stay quiet.
Very good. Okay. Are there many shops in the place where you live or just a few? Are there many shops in the place where you live or just a few? There are.
There are a lot of shops.
Okay. There are a
In,
lot of shops in
there
the
are a lot
place
of shops
in the
looking
place
in the
where
place
I live.
where I live.
Very good. Have you ever seen a real tiger? Have you ever seen a real tiger? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've
I've
seen
seen
a
a
real
real
tiger.
tiger.
Is James Bond a real person? Is James Bond a real person? No,
No,
James Bond
James
isn't
Bond
a real
isn't a
person.
real person.
Very good. Is it probable that it will snow next summer? Is it probable that it will snow next summer? No,
No,
it isn't
it
probable
isn't
that it
probable
will
that
snow
it
next
will
summer.
snow
It's
next summer.
very improbable.
It's very improbable.
Are you probably going to finish all of the stages of the Callan method? Are you probably going to finish all of the stages of the Callan method? Yes or no?
Yes,
I'm
I
probably
will. I probably only.
going to finish
I probably going to
all
finish
of the
all
stages
of the
of the Callan
stages
method.
of the Callan method.
Very good. Okay. When do we use the first conditional? When do we use the first conditional? We use the
We
first
use
conditional
the first
to
conditional
communicate that we
to
think
communicate
something
that we think
is a
something
real possibility.
is a real possibility.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. If he sees
If
his
he
friend,
feel,
if he sees his friend,
if he sees his friend,
he will say hello.
he will say hello.
Very good. When do we use the second conditional? When do we use the second conditional? We use the
We
second
use the
conditional
second
to
conditional
communicate that
to
we are
communicate
only
that we are
imagining
only
something.
imagining something.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. If she went to the
If
North
she went
Pole,
to the
she
North
would
Pole,
feel very cold.
she would feel very cold.
If they were stronger, if
If
they
they
were,
are stronger,
well, if they were stronger,
if they were
they
stronger,
would be able
they would be
to
able
lift the table.
to lift the table.
Where if you feel tired tonight, will you go to bed early? If you feel tired tonight, will you go to bed early? Yes.
Yes,
If I feel tired tonight,
if I feel tired
I
tonight,
will go to bed
I would
early.
go to bed early.
If you felt ill tomorrow, would you go out? If you felt ill tomorrow, would you go out? No.
No,
If I felt
if
ill,
I feel ill,
past tense. If
I
I felt ill
if I felt ill
tomorrow, I wouldn't
tomorrow,
go out.
I wouldn't go
I
out.
would stay at home.
I would stay at home.
If you study hard, will you learn to speak English well? If you study hard, will you learn to speak English well? Yes. If
Yes,
I study hard,
if I study
I will
hard,
learn to
I will
speak
learn
English well.
to speak English well.
If you stop studying, would your English get better? If you stop studying, will your English get better? No.
No,
If I stop
if I
studying,
stop
my
studying,
English
my
wouldn't get
English
better.
wouldn't get
It
better.
would get worse.
It would get worse.
If you had 1 million pounds, what would you buy? If you had 1 million pounds, what would you buy? If I had
If I
one
had
million pounds,
1 million
I
pounds,
would buy.
I would buy a house.
Very good. If you came here next Sunday, would you be able to have a lesson? If you came here next Sunday, would you be able to have a lesson? No. If
No,
I came here
if I
next
came here
Sunday, I
next
wouldn't
Sunday,
be able
I
to
wouldn't
have
be
a lesson.
able to have a lesson
Why not? Why not? Because the school
because
is
the
closed
school is
on
closed
Sunday.
on Sunday.
If you swam in the sea in the middle of winter, would you find the water warm? If you swam in the sea in the middle of winter, would you find the water warm? No.
No,
If I swam
if
in the
I
sea
swam
in
in the
the
sea
middle of
in the
winter,
middle of
I
winter,
wouldn't find
I
the
wouldn't
water warm.
find water warm.
I would find it cold.
I would find it all
If you go on
cold.
holiday next year, where will you go? If you go on holiday next year, where will you go? If I go
If
on
I
holiday
go
next
on
year,
holiday
I
next
will
year,
go to.
I will go to Italy.
Very good. If you found something in the street worth a lot of money, would you keep it or would you take it to the police station? If you found something in the street worth a lot of money, would you keep it or would you take it to the police station? If I found
If
something
I
in the
found
street
something in the
worth a lot
street
of money,
worth a lot of
I
money,
would take it
I
to the
would take
police
it
station.
to the police station.
Very good. If you sent a letter and forgot to put the address on it, would it arrive? If you sent a letter and forgot to put the address on it, would it arrive? No. If I
No,
sent a
if
letter
I sent a
and
letter
forgot to put
and forgot to put
the address on it,
the address on
it
it,
wouldn't arrive.
it wouldn't arrive.
Very good. And that's the end of stage four. Okay.
Mhm,
Very good. Let's start stage three, quick stage revision. And then after that,
mhm.
stage four, full stage revision.
Okay.
Okay, let's start quick stage revision. All questions. Here you go. Are you speaking Japanese? Are you speaking Japanese? No, I'm not.
Yes, I know I'm not speaking
Japanese.
Japanese.
I'm speaking English.
I'm speaking English.
Very good. Does twice 15 equals 100? Does twice 15 equals 100? No. Twice
No,
15
twice
doesn't
15
equal 100.
doesn't equal
It
100.
equals
It
30.
equals 30.
Can we cut bread without a knife? Can we cut bread without a knife? No, we
Yes,
can't
I know.
cut bread
We can't cut
without a
bread
knife.
without a knife.
So cut, if there's no knife, you break the bread. So it's not cut. Okay, next.
I see.
Is the river Thames as long as the Nile? Is the river Thames as long as the Nile? No, the river
No,
Thames
the river
isn't as
Thames
long as the
isn't as
Nile.
long as the
It's
Nile.
shorter
It's shorter than a Nile.
than the Nile.
Than the Nile.
Very good. Does January come at the end of the year? Does January come at the end of the year? No,
No,
January doesn't
January
come
doesn't
at
come
the end of
at
the
the
year.
end of the
It
year.
comes at the
It,
beginning
it
of the
comes at
year.
the beginning of the year.
Do you take your coat off when you go out in winter? Do you take your coat off when you go out in winter? No,
No,
I don't take
I don't
my
take
coat off
my
when
coat
I
off
go out in
when
winter.
I go out in
I put
winter.
my coat
I
on
put my coat
when I
on
go out in
when
winter.
I go out in winter.
Very good. Is your stomach empty after a large meal? Is your stomach empty after a large meal? No,
No,
my stomach
my
isn't
stomach
empty
isn't
after a
empty
large
after
meal.
a large meal.
It's full.
It's full.
Must we study a lot if we want to learn a language well? Must we study a lot if we want to learn a language well? Yes, we must
Yes,
study a
we
lot
must study a
if we
lot
want to
if
learn
we want
a
to learn
language well.
a language well.
Do we have as many feet as fingers? Do we have as many feet as fingers? No, we don't
No,
have
we don't
as
have
many feet
as many
as
feet
fingers.
as fingers.
Very good. Where were we 2 minutes ago? Where were we 2 minutes ago? We were in
We
the
were
classroom two
in the
minutes ago.
classroom 2 minutes ago.
Have you got as much money as the Bank of England? Have you got as much money as the Bank of England? No,
No,
I haven't got
I
as
haven't
much
got
money
as
as the
much money
Bank of
as
England.
the Bank of England.
Very good. Do you leave any food on your plate after a meal? Do you leave any food on your plate after a meal? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
no,
leave
I
any
don't
food
leave
on my
any
plate
food on my
after a
plate
meal. after a meal.
after a meal.
Do most people think Paris is a worse place to live in than the North Pole? Do most people think Paris is a worse place to live in than the North Pole? No,
No,
most people don't
most
think
people don't
Paris
think
is a worse
Paris
place
is
to
a
live
worse
in
place to
than the
live
North
in
Pole.
than a North Pole.
They think it's a better
They
place
think
to
it's a
live
better
in
place to live
than the
in
North Pole.
than a North Pole.
Are you in that room together with other people? Are you in that room together with other people? Yes or no?
No,
I'm not
I
in
don't.
this room
I'm not in this room
together with other
together
people.
with other people.
I'm alone.
I'm alone.
Very good. Is it right to say I'm watching a picture on the wall? Is it right to say I'm watching a picture on the wall? No, it
No,
isn't right to
it
say
isn't right to
I'm
say
watching a
I'm
picture
watching
on the
a
wall.
picture on the
We
wall.
must say
We
I'm
must say
looking at
I'm
a
looking
picture on the
at the
wall.
picture on the wall.
Is Paris beside the sea? Is Paris beside the sea? No, Paris
No,
isn't
Paris
beside the
isn't
sea.
beside the sea.
It's inland.
It's inland.
Are there many people in a small village? Are there many people in a small village? No,
No,
there aren't
there
very
aren't
many people
very many
in a
people
small village.
in a small
There are
village.
very few
There
people
are very few
in a
people
small village.
in a small village.
Where does our hair generally cover the tops of our heads? Does our hair generally covers the top of our heads? Yes, our
No,
hair.
no.
Yes,
Yes,
our hair generally
our hair
covers
generally
the
covers
tops of our
the
heads.
tops of our heads.
Right. Does it generally snow very much in warm countries? Does it generally snow very much in warm countries? No, it
No,
doesn't
it
generally
doesn't
snow
generally
very
snow
much in
very
warm
much in
countries.
warm countries.
Am I holding anything in my hand at the moment? Am I holding anything in my hand at the moment? Yes, you're
Yes,
holding
you
something
are you are holding
in
something
your hand at the
right
moment.
in your hand at the moment.
Reggie, do you know if it will rain tomorrow? Do you know if it will rain tomorrow? No, I don't
No, I
know
don't
if
know
it will rain
if
tomorrow.
it will rain tomorrow.
Does it snow everywhere in the world? Does it snow everywhere in the world? No, it
No,
doesn't snow
it doesn't
everywhere
snow
in the world.
everywhere
In
in the
some
world.
places
In
it
some
does,
places,
and
in
in
that,
some
and in
places
some
it
places,
doesn't.
it doesn't.
Do we use our mouths for both eating and speaking? Do we use our mouths for both eating and speaking? Yes, we
Yes,
use our
we
mouth
use
for
our
both
mouth
eating and speaking.
for both eating and cooking.
Very good. Which day follows Wednesday? Which day follows Wednesday? Thursday
Thursday
follows Wednesday.
follows Wednesday.
Does a street connect two towns? Does a street connect two towns? No, a street
No,
doesn't
a
connect
street
two
doesn't
towns.
connect to through
Two towns.
two
Yeah,
towns.
a road connects two towns.
A
Okay,
road connected to the
two
town.
towns. Very good.
To
A-
town.
After drinking a bottle of, after drinking two bottles of wine, can you walk in a straight line? After drinking two bottles of wine, can you walk in a straight line? No.
No,
After drinking
after
two
drinking
bottles of
two
wine,
bottles of
I can't
wines,
walk in a
I
straight
can't
line.
walk in the straight line.
Oh, I can't stand. Okay. If you arrive at the station too early, must you wait for the train to arrive? If you arrive at the station too early, must you wait for the rest to arrive? Yes, if I
Yes,
arrive
if
at the
I arrive
station too
at the
early,
station too
I
early,
must wait for the
I must
train
wait
to arrive.
for the train to arrive.
Does the sun ever shine during the night? Does the sun ever shine during the night? No, the sun
No,
never
that
shines
sun never
during the
shine
night.
during the night.
Did you move any parts of your body at the beginning of the lesson? Did you move any parts of your body at the beginning of the lesson? Yes, I moved
Yes,
some
I
parts
moved
of my
some
body
parts of
at
my
the
body
beginning of the
at the
lesson.
beginning of the lesson.
Can you sit at the corner of a round table? Can you sit at the corner of a round table? No, I
No,
can't sit
I
at
can't
the
sit down,
corner
sit at the corner
of a round table.
of a round table.
Very good. Has each chair in this room only got three legs? Has
Hmm.
each chair in this room only got three legs? No.
No,
Each chair in that
each chair
room
in that
hasn't
room
only got three
hasn't
legs.
only got three
Each
legs.
chair's got four
Each
legs.
chair's got four legs.
Wait, do we generally use got with the verb to have? Do we generally use got with the verb to have? Yes, we generally
Yes,
use
we
got
generally use
with the verb
got
to have.
with the verb to have.
Is Easter always in March? Is Easter always in March? No,
No,
Easter isn't
Easter
always in
isn't
March.
always in March.
Sometimes it's in
Sometimes
March,
it's
and
in March,
sometimes
and
it's in
sometimes
April.
it's in April.
Very good. Can you write as quickly as you can speak? Can you write as quickly as you can speak? No, I
No,
can't write
I
as
can write
quickly as
as
I
quickly
can speak.
as I can
I
speak.
write more slowly
I write more
than I
slowly
speak.
than I speak.
But if you want to eat in a restaurant, about how much money must you have? If you want to eat in a restaurant, about how much money must you have? If I want to eat
If you I
in
want to eat
in a restaurant,
in the restaurant,
I must have about
I must have about $10.
expensive restaurant. Okay, next. Do you think it's a bad idea to go to England if you want to learn English well? Do you think it's a bad idea to go to England if you want to learn English well? No, I
No,
don't think it's
I
a
don't
bad
think
idea
it's a bad
to go
idea
to
to
England
go to
if I
England
want to learn
if
English
I
well.
want to learn English
I think
well.
it's a good
I
idea.
think it's a good idea.
Is it very often cold hot in Finland? Is it very often hot in Finland? No,
No,
it isn't very
it
often
isn't
hot
very hot, very often hot
in Finland.
in
It's cold.
Finland. It's cold.
How long did last season last? How long did last season last? Last season lasted
Last season
about 3 months.
lasted about three
What?
months.
Last season lasted
Last season lasted
about 3 months.
about 3 months.
Very good. Were you here 100 years ago? Were you here 100 years ago? No,
No,
I wasn't
I
here a
wasn't
hundred
here
years
a
ago.
hundred years ago.
Do you agree that smoking is bad for the health? Do you agree that smoking is bad for the health? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
agree
agree
that smoking is
that
bad
smoking
for the health.
is bad for our health.
What do we add to a verb to form its past tense? What do we add to a verb to form its past tense? We add the
We
letters
add
ed
the letters
to
ed
form
to
its
form
past tense.
its past tense.
Very good. And that's the end of stage three, quick stage revision. Very fast, 41 questions. Now let's start stage four, full stage revision.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's start. Here we go. What's the plural of wife? What's the plural of wife? The plural of wife
The plural of wife
is
is
wives.
wives.
Do husbands in your country generally help their wives in the house? Do husbands in your country generally help their wives in the house? Yes or no?
Yes,
Husbands in my country
husbands in my country
generally help their
generally help
wives
their
in the
wives
house.
in the house.
If you can't answer a question during the lesson, who helps you to answer it? If you can't answer a question during a lesson, who helps you to answer it? If I can't
If
answer
I can't
a question
answer
during
a
the lesson,
question
the
during the
teacher
lesson,
helps me
the teacher
to
helps
answer it.
me to answer it.
If you help me, do you think we can lift this table together? If you help me, do you think we can lift this table together? Yes or no?
Yes,
If I help you,
if I help
I
you,
think we can
I
lift
think
that
we can
table
lift
together.
the table together.
Very good. Which is the most common drink in your country besides water? Which is the most common drink in your country besides water?
Coffee
Is the most common drink
is the most common
in my
drink
country
in my
besides
country
water.
besides the water.
Do you have a fire at home in winter? Do you have a fire at home in winter? Yes or no?
Yes,
I have
I
a
have
fire
a fire
at home
in winter. At home in
in
winter.
winter. Very good. Okay, next. Which is the broadest street in your town? Which is the broadest street in your town?
ABC Street
Is the
is the
broadest street
broadest
in my
street
town.
in my town.
Who is the richest person you know? Who is the richest person you know?
Bill Gates
Is the
is the
richest person
richest person
I
I
know.
know.
Very good. Name me one of the poorest countries in the world. Name me one of the poorest countries in the world, please.
Zimbabwe
Is the
is
is
the
one
poorest
of the
count
poorest
is
countries
one of the poorest
in the
countries
world.
in the world.
Okay, we stop there for today, but excellent practice for today. Thank you very much, Hero.
Okay, thank you so
See
much.
you
Thank you.
again.